So Tesla's been dropping all these hints lately, and on the surface, they seem kind of random, right? You've got a new car sighting over here, a software promise over there, a fleet update, a surprise sale. But what if I told you they're not random at all? What if they're all pieces of one single massive strategy? In this explainer, we're going to connect the dots and show you exactly what Tesla is building. All right, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at the Robo Taxi itself, the physical car. Then we'll dive into the brain of the car, the part that listens. After that, we'll see how they're planning to scale the whole fleet. And finally, we're going to solve this weird 10-day puzzle involving the Cybertruck. It all fits together, I promise. Okay, first up, let's talk about the hardware, the thing you can actually see and touch. Some amazing drone footage just popped up over Giga Texas, giving us our first real look at the Cybercab. And wow, does it tell us a lot about how close these things are to hitting the road. So what do we see in these shots? Well, we see a bunch of cybercabs, and honestly, what's most striking is what you don't see. And these aren't just some fancy concepts they cooked up for a show. All the little details tell us they are coming right off a real production line. Now check this out. No steering wheel, no side mirrors, just two front seats. But here's where it gets really interesting. Look at the small stuff. You can see production stickers still on the tires. The final wheel designs are on, but without the hubcaps. These are telltale signs, you know? These aren't prototypes. These are production-level vehicles, probably on their way to final checks and crash testing. They are very, very real. So how do you get from car number one to mass production? Well, a supply chain expert put it perfectly. You're basically perfecting a recipe. Tesla builds a few, they find tiny little issues, maybe a part is a millimeter off or something isn't clicking together right on the line. Then they send these super quick, minor changes to suppliers and tweak their own factory process. Then they test the new recipe and do it all over again, getting better and faster each time until it's perfect. Okay, so you've got the car, but a car with no steering wheel, well, it needs a whole new way to communicate, right? So at the same time they're building the hardware, Tesla is making huge leaps in developing the mind of the vehicle, so it can understand us, like a person would. And the biggest leap here is all about language. When Elon Musk was asked just recently if you could simply tell the car what to do, just talk to it, his answer was super direct. He just said, "That is coming." And you can really see the progression here. Right now, today, the system is already smart enough to understand human hand gestures, like a traffic cop waving it forward. But the next step, the coming soon part, is understanding spoken commands. It's the difference between you driving the car and the car becoming your personal agent, ready to act on your instructions. And this is a really important distinction to make. We're not just talking about a voice assistant like Siri that can look something up for you. This is something called agentic AI. It's an AI that can physically do things in the real world. Think about it. It's the difference between asking, "How do I get there?" and the car actually making the turn for you. All right, so you've got the car and you've got the AI. That's great, but how do you actually deploy it safely across an entire city at a massive scale? That is the billion-dollar question. So let's look at the numbers and see how Tesla is getting ready for this huge rollout. First off, the size of the fleet is just steadily ticking upwards. Not too long ago, it jumped from 392 to 395 vehicles in just a couple of days. That number is just going to keep climbing as they add more and more cars to the test program. But honestly, this is the one you really need to watch. The number of cars driving on public roads with absolutely no human safety driver inside just went from 7 to 8. I know it sounds like a small jump, but every single car they add to this list is a massive vote of confidence in the system's ability to handle things on its own. And if you want more proof that they're planning a big expansion, just look at their job postings. Tesla is now hiring for Robo Taxi operations roles, including full-time AI safety operators in at least 14 different cities. We're talking Virginia, Florida, Utah. This isn't just a test in California anymore. They are literally building the teams for a nationwide service. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. It's a move that happened over the weekend that seemed totally unrelated, but it actually ties this all together. A sudden, super short, and really significant price drop for the Cybertruck. So what was that all about? So out of the blue, Tesla announced a new Cybertruck trim was available for just under $60,000. I mean, that is a huge deal for a vehicle like this, a really compelling price that for sure got everyone's attention. But here's the catch. This is the part that makes it so fascinating. Elon Musk came out and said, "Nope, This isn't a permanent price cut. It's a limited 10-day-only offer. And right away, the supply chain experts started buzzing with two main theories about what was really going on. So was it just a logistical thing? A way to burn through a big pile of parts they had sitting around? Or is it something much smarter, a strategic test, a way to see exactly how many people would jump at the chance to buy when the price hits that magic $60,000 mark? Well, we don't have to guess because Elon himself basically gave us the answer. He said it depends on how much demand we see at this price level. So there you have it. This 10-day sale was a live market test. It was a mission to gather data. If enough people buy, they can take that data, rework their costs based on selling way more trucks, and maybe, just maybe, make that price permanent. So when you put all of these pieces together, it becomes crystal clear. These aren't just separate news stories. You've got the production-ready car, the AI that can listen, the growing fleet, and these bold market tests. They are all just visible parts of a huge, real-time push to build an entire autonomous world right out in the open. And it just leaves you with this one final, really interesting question. This whole strategy of building in public, where everyone can see every success and every stumble, yeah, it's risky. But could it also be the absolute fastest way to get to a fully autonomous future?